All right. Hey, everybody. How's everyone doing? This is Hala Pablo. Thank you for tuning in. Let's continue on with our Bitcoin update for this Monday. Today is August 3rd, and we have the fractal algorithms up here from 2022 to 2026. These are the sister fractals from the 4-year cycle of where we currently sit. And I uploaded this chart actually to my TradingView account just so it could be there on record. So in the days and weeks to come, you could just click on, how it has that play feature. You could play it out to see how the technical analysis played out and the ideas and all that. If they failed or if they succeeded, well, we could track the algorithm with that. So anyone interested, check out the Hala Pablo TradingView account profile. Uh, but anyway, here's the 2022, 2026 fractals, and we know we're still waiting for this drop here. If these fractals are going to continue to play out as they have been, pretty accurately, as you can see. Um, Here's 2026. So I mean, like, look at this, right? These redistributions, almost to the month, exactly 4 years apart, almost. So this was on the 8 hour, and this one's on the 4 hour, and so bringing us up to date of where we are. We had the automatic rally point here. This in 2022 went above the VWAP pocket, and here we were beneath it. So 4 years ago was much more aggressive. Nonetheless, we had a sales vortex, or supply vortex rather, in the same area, and we had a rejection. And now we are beneath the anchored VWAP pocket, as we were 4 years ago in the same area. Then we see the corresponding place with the supply vortex in the Nupal. Also, you see where we had this like upside down, or this inverted V kind of shape that would correspond to this area for us today in the vortex. And notice how it came back to the zero line within the vortex. See, this is what we're doing here. We came back to the zero line, and it looks like we're embarking upon going back into a triple red situation in the STH Nupal. So we're going to need some kind of catalyst to kind of bring this thing down to mitigate the selling climax. We're only about 10% south of it to bring it down to the secondary test, which is the same line as the that would mitigate the selling climax like we did 4 years ago. This is what I mean by a mitigation. Basically, a retest of the trading range lows of the that we drew from the selling climax. So we're looking for that. Something needs to sort of precipitate or necessitate this sort of thing. And so, as an analyst, I kind of sniff out the news to see what's going on. That's where crypto panic comes in handy. And I found a few things on crypto panic. It's still really gloomy and doomy, which is good for our technical analysis because it breathes continuation of life into the algorithmic fractals, and it says that the fractals are still on course. They're still aligned. They're still calibrating. So we say, is Bitcoin price heading to 50,000? Now that's about 22%. So that's much deeper than what I'm projecting right now. But long term, yeah, I do believe we're going back to 50 Gs. And just the fact that they're asking this question, and then their analysts are warning about the yen pattern. So this is really interesting. The yen carry trade. It's called the yen carry trade. Basically broke it down for you. Let's see, because I wasn't quite sure. I mean, I had an idea what it was, but I really didn't know how to explain it. This is really interesting. You want to kind of pay attention to this. The yen pattern. So basically, analysts warned that every major Bitcoin drop in 2026 coincide with Japan's yen defense. Basically, if they strengthen the yen, which it looks like they're doing, if the yen is really weak, they could borrow against it and buy Bitcoin. But if yen is very strong, then they got to pay the yen back, and then so that makes investors panic, and then they're more apt to sell their Bitcoin. In a nutshell, this is very simplified, but that's the yen carry trade in a nutshell. And so it looks like the United States and Japan are both amping up effort to strengthen the yen. So that is no bueno for Bitcoin. And so the yen defense in 2026. Here we have the historical areas where the yen has been strengthened and Bitcoin. It's basically contrary indicators here. Yen goes up, Bitcoin goes down. Kind of like the DXY, right? So right now, this is what's going on. The yen carry trade involves borrowing the Japanese currency cheaply to invest in higher yielding assets, including cryptocurrency. So when the yen is cheap, it's good. They put money in higher risk. They go ahead, they borrow it, and then they inject it into higher risk assets like Bitcoin and Ethereum. A sharp strengthening force forces investors to close these positions. So here it is in a nutshell, a sharp strengthening. So suddenly they kind of boost life into the yen and it freaks investors out who already bought Bitcoin with the yen because now they got to pay back the yen. And so with Bitcoin not really being strong at this moment, it's very risky and it freaks them out. And so they're more liable, they're more apt to liquidate their high risk holdings, whatever it is, in this case, Bitcoin, and pay the yen back before it strengthens even more. Does that make sense? It should make sense. All right. Anyway, that would certainly catalyze a further drop down to the secondary test area to mitigate the selling climax. So these are all things that we're looking for as analysts. It's kind of like playing detective, trying to forecast the crime before it happens. Usually after the crime happens, they do a forensic investigation, right? Or if someone dies, they do an autopsy to figure out why they died. As Wyckofffian analysts and ones who engage in VSA, we try to figure things out before it happens to sort of prepare for it. And so that's what my technical analysis endeavors to do. And if the sort of thing you like it, subscribe, or check out our Discord, better yet, if you're looking to learn the ropes yourself. It would be a good thing for you, for those who are serious about making money in crypto. So yeah, that could well nigh precipitate something like a sell-off back to mitigate the ST if they continue to strengthen the yen. And there are other factors, mitigating factors involved also, like the general unrest in the Middle East. Yeah, by the way, there's like wars going on all over the world right now. Russia, Ukraine, United States, Iran, Israel, Iran, and so on and so forth. So we see this break of structure. This is kind of like a Wyckoff schematic that I drew in the 2-hour. And this video is almost done. I'm trying to really abbreviate these videos. So I have the basic Wyckoff here. This is Bitcoin with the linear supply vortex and the STH Nupal. If you don't know what any of this stuff is, you can check out my other videos where I go in depth, in particular the one yesterday with the sun and moon zones. We're not going to talk about sun and moon today, but I just want to kind of show you a real quick kind of synopsis of what this means. And keep in mind, as I'm explaining this, keep in mind what we just talked about with the strengthening of the yen and the fractal algorithm, where the algorithm is showing that the secondary test is going to mitigate the selling climax, which is down around 58,000. So what could bring something like that about? Well, here we look at these. We're going to call these micro trend support lines because, again, this is on a 2-hour, so it's kind of like a lower time frame forensic. So these are all micro. So this is a micro support line that came up to the UTAD that culminated back in May of this year. And then we had this break of structure where it broke the micro trend support line, flipped it to resistance and came down. Notice that in the Nupal, right, we're well beneath the linear supply vortex. But we went into, this is an area where we went into triple red. Triple red just means that the Nupal and the EMA, the smoothed over moving average, this kind of red river that floats above the Nupal line lazily, both tank between the zero line. And the zero line itself then transitions to red. So we have a triple red. We have a red Nupal, we have a red zero line, and we have a red EMA. So they both go under, and that came in the same area as this break here, this break of structure, this collapse of the support line. And then we had a retest, as it always does. You see the retest here, it failed, and then that sent it reeling down. Now, on a larger schematic, these areas would constitute the LPSYs, or the last points of supply in Wyckoffian terms. And then we came to this second LPSY area. And then we had another little, like, you know, if you call this a selling climax, automatic rally, secondary test, and then its own kind of like UTAD here. These are kind of like fractals. You see, they're kind of like Russian matryoshkas. You open one, you got the smaller one just like it, and you so on and so forth. It's just like an onion. You keep peeling it layer by layer by layer. It's the same thing. Those are what fractals are. And this kind of created its own micro trend support line, not unlike the one that we had here going up to the bigger parental UTAD, up thrust after distribution. And so, and this we had another break of structure when it broke the micro trend support line, flipped it over. Notice where it occurred also in the Newpol. Again, this is where we came back down into triple red territory like we did here at this larger big brother UTAD. Now the smaller brother UTAD brought it back down. The linear supply vortex hasn't changed. That's how I know that this thing is another distribution range. It is a very, very high probability of this thing marking down, continually marking down, going down at least another 10%. Once enough of these LPSYs and signs of weakness break. And so, like, look, we have a third one here. So this one broke. We had a triple red. It broke and it created. Now this is lower. This came after the second LPSY. Here's the first. Here's the second. This one even lower now. And this is traditionally, historically, classically, theoretically, this is called the sign of weakness. Taking into account that this whole thing is a redistribution, this would be the sign of weakness area. And so we have another kind of uplift here, creating its own sort of micro trend support line. You see these bounces as this thing consolidates upward. But then it broke structure again, like it did here and it did here. For it to break structure, first there has to be a structure for it to break, right? And the structure that it breaks is this micro trend support line. Here's micro trend support line number 1, micro trend support line number 2, micro trend support line, number 3. And we had the break, and this break came on exceedingly high demand in the vertical bar volume. But look, we also had the confirmation here, again in the trusty, handy dandy Newpol, which, by the way, came on a bearish divergence because the Newpol line is going down in divergence to the highs going up in the price action. But this brought it back down into triple red the third time, like this. So this is a legit structure break, another one, a third one, and furthermore, I drew a little creek, which is a micro anchored VWAP in differentiation from the range river, which if I do like a, let me show you what I mean here. If I do an anchored VWAP on the macro at this big selling climax, this is where the ice break came in here. But this is the river. This is the range river. So we're underneath the ice at this point. All this stuff, all this like this consolidation here is taking place beneath the ice. But since we're doing this in fractal and we're kind of scrutinizing this and analyzing this in fractal format, I went ahead and did a fractal anchored VWAP to the selling climax off this second LPSY zone. And so here we have like a creek. So we'll call this the river, and this is like a tributary coming off it. And you see in its own tributary here, we've fallen beneath this creek as well. Well, right now there's an effort to get back over it, but all this is taking place in triple red territory in the STH Newpol. So what does this mean? This means that if we're not able to come back up and flip this EMA, we're just going to call this the exponential moving average, not flip this back over to yellow and come back up into this yellow zone above the zero line, back up into this supply vortex area, then this is gonna fizzle out, and then we're gonna see that drop, and then that drop can effectuate something like we saw here in the 4-year fractal from 2022. It'll be just what we need, the missing link to bring this thing back down to the selling climax. So you see how we break this thing apart more and more. We keep reducing it. It's kind of like breaking down a fraction down to its like lowest common denominator or whatever. If you try to do like, you know, multiply fractions or something like that, you just keep reducing, reducing, reducing. You could do the same thing with price action. And that's what I do. I know this is a little bit technical for some, but for others it makes sense. And if that's your sort of thing, like, subscribe. Don't miss any more updates. I'm going to try to upload more frequent updates to kind of get this kind of boost the algorithm on this thing. I get a lot of requests for more timely updates, and I try to do it. I juggle a lot of stuff in between it, but I'm going to try to make more time for this. So like, subscribe, help out the channel, help get it on the algorithm to help out other traders. And if you'd like to take it to another level for yourself personally, there is a private Discord group, the Hala Pablo Trade Swing Trade group. For those that would like to contact me, you could reach me through the Discord chat feature. If you have a special coin or something you want me to look at, I'll be more than happy to do it. I get back with everyone who reaches out to me. And the best part is when altcoin season starts popping off, that's where I upload all of my personal swing trade charts with my entrance points and my exit points on the Fibonacci's. So the zone. So it's not a signal group. It's just, this is where I'm getting in, where I'm getting out. You're welcome to piggyback my ideas at your own risk. So I'm not a financial advisor. So none of this stuff should be construed as financial advice. It's just me. I'm just a dude on YouTube, just sharing my sharing my system with you that has been very, very successful and very lucrative for me. It's kept me doing this full time. I've been doing this stuff since full time since at least 2019, right before COVID, when I sold my car dealership and I was able to just get out by the grace of God and learn this stuff and develop this money making system through years and years and years of just poring over charts and analyzing, studying price action, volume, the synergy between volume and price action, and losing a lot of money too. So I've paid a hefty market tuition to learn this stuff. And so, save yourself a little bit of market tuition and learn from my mistakes, and pick up here and there what's worked for me and what hasn't worked, and I'll be more than happy to share it with you. That's the wise thing to do. I wish there was someone like me when I was learning the ropes. But anyway, all right, guys, may God richly bless you. Check out, if you need prayer, halapablo@gmail.com for anything. I'd like to leave that option open for those. You never know. It's for whosoever will. If you have needs, unmet needs, maybe it's physical health or like a loved one that's sick, or maybe it's financial or spiritual, anything at all. Reach out. Reach out anonymously. I don't need to know your name. I don't need to know the situation. Just say, hey, buddy, I need prayer, brother. Pray. Pray for me. I would appreciate that. So I don't need to know your business. Just let me know you're out there. And I believe that prayer can go through, and God knows. God knows your need. And just the effort of reaching out really, really means a lot. It gets things going in the spiritual. So, reach out if this is for you. And for everyone else, may God richly bless you. Like, subscribe. We'll talk to you soon. Not financial advice. Have a great day. Adios. Gotta go. Bye.